DOZHATOLDYA.COM.
Yeah, so now, what made you decide to go from exotic entertainment to music, period?
Well, really, it was always a part of what me and Bruh did for before he passed. We had Hustle House Records, which is Hustle House United now, but we always dealt with both because, you know, the strip club kind of complements the industry. You know what I'm saying? It's just I put a big pause on it after he passed. I kind of paused to you know, reinvent. And I want to take my vision global. So you know, in the strip club business, it's a lot that people got to understand because it's a formula to it.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of people think you can just open some doors and bring some hoes, but that ain't what it is. You got to have a formula to it. It's very, very, very delicate business that you got to understand from a business aspect and from a people's person aspect, because you're dealing with so different characteristics of people, different spirit, different attitudes, especially with women. Because women, shit, man, one minute they here, the next minute they here. It's an emotional roller coaster. And imagine dealing with 30 bad ones with different fucking attitudes and energy. You gotta say, oh, wait a minute, hold on. And the number one rule, don't get high or be on supply.
So where do you see 2023 going with you now that you made this change?
2023, I mean, the same thing that I put in Mascaras, I'm gonna put in the industry for these producers, for these artists, for these movies, for my community. You know what I'm saying? I'm you know, I always give 1,000%. You know what I mean? I work in my sleep. You know what I mean? I wake up thinking about my next move. When they say this shit chess and not checkers, for real for me. Like, you gotta move. You know what I'm saying? You gotta move, make moves.
What makes you think Jacksonville is that next thing to be worthy enough by you to make that happen?
Well, for one, it's a lot of talented artists here, for one. And for two, land-wise, we the biggest in the nation, I think, or something like that. Content, or whatever it is. Yeah, we big, we huge. And it's a lot of space for the city to grow and for the industry to grow in it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of building going on. We got Sean Khan now. We got an NFL team. You know, Jaguars, they're doing aight, but, you know, in some time, they get better. You know, it's open. It's open. All it needs is fertilizer. And I think, honestly, I can be that fertilizer. Put on these seeds and help them to grow. I want to teach the artists something to be businessmen and not just artists. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I like to see my people, you know, capitalize off their talent, not just get used and abused. And, you know what I'm saying? Not learn that, not make money either. You know what I'm saying? I ain't into that.
What type of artists have you worked with so far?
What type of artists? I mean, we don't work with you know, hip hop, rap, R&B artists. Oh, you mean names wise? Oh, shoot, man. Lil Boozy, Lil Baby, Kevin Gates, shoot, man, Coleone P, Boot Boy, you know, Ross. Shoot, man. I mean, the list. Flow Rider. I mean, Trina, Trick Daddy, Jeezy. I mean, the list don't stop. I think we done basically touched a lot of the mainstream artists that's in the game now. I mean, strip club gonna put you in the game. You know what I mean? Everybody gotta come to the strip club. Pussy made the world go round.
I understand that. Yeah, you almost made me mess up. I understand that you do some type of promotion, which you don't like to call yourself a promoter. So tell us what that's all about.
I mean, in anything, you know, anything that you do, you gotta market it and promote it. So I guess you can call me a promoter in a sense. But I'm an investing promoter. I like to invest in what I'm doing. Some people just know they promote somebody else's show. I book the show, promote the show, might be in the show. I might be the show.
Well, Frank, from my experience, is you have a knack of making things larger than life.
Yeah.
Whether it's the strip club, the party, the song, the movie, the movement, you for one make it believable, and you elevate pretty much anything. And then a lot of times when you have those traits, it just makes sense to invest and promote what you invest in. A lot of people don't have that charisma and connections, so they either, you know, stand behind somebody else, or, you know, they call up somebody else, right, to do it for them. And you kind of have the gift of gab, and you're a hell of a showman, right? So you put those two together. That's why sometimes I hear you say sometimes, hey man, I could have been a rapper. But in our time, and really, you know, the rapper wasn't the real money.
Right.
And you represent the real money.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Dame Dozha. If you're looking to get your interview done or be a guest host on our podcast, hit us up at DOZHATOLDYA.COM. Bump what you heard. Remember who told you? It's Dozha told you. DOZHATOLDYA.COM.
With Frank Coleone, Hustle House United, Duval's Don King, or we just say Duval's Don or Duval's King. But that's why sometimes it gets misconstrued of you being a promoter, if you know, sometimes. But so much more than that, and that's what we're here to talk about. The last time I had a conversation with you in the public was the last couple of days, the last dance of Mascaras.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a bittersweet event, but a lot of people may feel that, you know, it was the falling off of Frank Coleone. But for people like me, I see it as you being released and allowed to go to that next level where you belong at. Because
a new beginning.
Right, because sometimes this city that we represent could be an anchor, and I know you know more than anybody, you ain't gonna let the city or no man hold you down. So it's been a full year. What we left off at during the last dance, it was time for it in a sense, because a lot of times, for a long time, man, I can only speak from my personal view, is I felt that Mascaras or just any business sometimes could consume you so much to where it could almost hold you back from a possible blessing that could be coming your way. So in the street, some folks be like, Frank should have held on, Frank should have kept fighting, you know, because if I'm not mistaken, the case that basically they put against you, it's almost like, and this is what I've been hearing, it's almost like they got rid of you so they could kind of take over and move into your territory. So how do you, after being away for a year, how do you feel now? Are you relieved? Do you miss it?
Well, you know, it's always gonna be a part of me. I miss some parts of it. I miss the money, of course. But as far as me missing the business, I am the business. You know what I mean? And my thing is, wherever I can place myself, I'm Mascaras. I can do that with my eyes closed. That's easy. But what it allowed me to do by the club closing is allowed me to expand the brand, expand my vision, expand my horizons. You know what I mean? Because people, it's almost like people can see it now because I'm putting more of the visuals together as far as the movies, the documentary coming. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will get the full story of Mascaras in our documentary that's coming out 2023. You know what I mean? So no, I'm not upset that the building is not there anymore. It was time. You know, I did 13 years just in that one location. I've been doing it since I've been 18. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit older than 18 now, but you know what I'm saying? It get by me not being in a building and being locked down. It's allowing me to see more of the world, go back and replenish those relationships that I built over the years. I'm able to go back and build those relationships and make those relationships make sense now in the bigger picture. And it was time for me to go and also bring Duval to the forefront of what we can offer the industry, because that's what was missing too. We had nobody to really represent the city and open up the industry doors. But that's what I'm capable of doing, and that's what I'm going to do. Open up these industry doors. And I'm going to give our artists and artists from elsewhere the opportunity to be a part of a great movement. You know what I'm saying?
And what's solid that I can speak on is you spoke about being a representative of the city and bringing that light back to the city, because there are other representatives of the city, but they kind of don't bring it back to the city. And a lot of folks may have influenced or gave you advice on leaving, being better off moving to Atlanta or LA or a different market. And the old big fish, small pond saying, basically, and saying that, okay, you may be a big fish here, but you may need to go to Miami or take this somewhere else. What makes you, and what do you gather when you said you had a chance to travel and go out? What did you gather about these other cities, and what makes you want to bring it, whatever you gather in those cities, back to?
Well, I mean, just like Atlanta, Atlanta is a big industry city, to where there's a lot going on. You got a lot of big artists, and I pay attention to how them artists collaborate, how they do business together to build each other up, and that's what not only Jacksonville need, not only Duval need, but Florida need, because it's only like 4 artists in Florida that's getting over 100,000 for a show. In Atlanta, you got artists you don't even know about getting 100,000 a show or better. You know what I mean? And I think that we possess that same talent. We just don't possess the same collaboration moves to build each other up. I think Ross could have been a greater artist, artist that could have got more money in booking if he collaborated with some of the up and coming artists and brought them up, and vice versa. You got to pull up the people that's doing music so that their value can be worth something, so that they can pull the next one up. You got to show some collaboration, and I think that's one of the things that I learned by going to Houston and going to Atlanta, you know what I mean, and seeing how those artists work together. They ain't gotta like each other, but they work together to get their value up. You know what I mean?
When those cameras on, they ready to make that money, and they could have whatever differences that they have. They put them aside when those cameras on, or when it's time to get in that studio and make that song. And I've been saying it for a long time, or whatever, as far as the way that we collaborate, or the lack of collaboration in Duval's music, is part of the reason that people may overlook us, or may continue to overlook us, and those barriers are being broken down every day. What do you plan on doing now that you moved away from clubs? We spoke about the music and moving into a label exec seat. Is that the only thing that you tend to have your hands on, or would there be another club?
If it's God's will, it'd be another club if it's God's will. But mainly I'm focusing on with my movies, music, and community. It's gonna take up a lot of my time, and that's what I'm focusing on. Not only get the city up and get the city to where it's being able to get some of that industry money, but building my community is very important. I mean, building that community and giving our youth, our jits, a chance to understand things a little bit different than them listening to a song saying shoot 'em up, kill, pop a pill, kill a bitch, fuck a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give them a little bit more details on business. You know what I'm saying? And bringing them up and giving them understanding of life.
Yeah, I mean, giving them an example, man, giving them something to even look at, alternative.
Yeah.
And now that you're speaking on community, you are a man of the community, and you don't shy away from that. Boss Week this year, with you kind of being kind of in a transition, it was, and plus we kind of went through COVID and things like that. Everything is kind of changing up.
Yeah.
Do you plan on continuing to do Boss Week in 2023? And what changes, or what would you like to see be added to Boss Week?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm not never gonna stop doing Boss Week. I mean, it was Boss Week was, born because of this dude being a sacrifice for the city. He passed in 2011. So, with that being said, it's something that I can never, it's part of me now. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of my grind. It's a part of my my everyday, life. You know what I mean? The small boss is my motivation. That's my slogan. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, 2023, going into 2023, I want to do I want to do more empowerment seminars. I want to, do some female type of events to kind of bring awareness to what they might have going on. You know what I mean? Just thinking about some different areas to kind of touch on, to reach out to more people, and not only that, take it outside the city a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm looking to do something in Orlando next year to kind of bring it outside of Jacksonville and another city, so it can start expanding.
And unifying the cities in Florida, because as you said before, it's bigger than just the collaboration with Jacksonville artists. Jacksonville artists could be collaborating with Miami artists more, right. With Orlando, with right. Tampa, because you seem to be the bridge of a gap from Miami to Duval, where for a long time, to some folks, it may have seemed that we've been feuding or not, being on the same page as far as two of the major cities out of Florida. Me being, I'm originally from Miami, but I've always represented Duval, and I've always noticed that about you, Frank. You kind of like just be in tune on how that city moves as well. What ties and what is your relationship like with Miami to this day?
Oh, I with Miami, one of my good friends, which is Breezy, he over there with Strong Arm. He started at Po' Boy, but he over there with his own company now, which is Strong Arm. I met him back in '98, and we've been tight ever since. The boys got a hand on Miami over there. They basically kind of just run the whole Miami vibe over there. And when I go there, I'm able to be around the Calics and the E-classes and the the Flow Riders. Being around these guys, it's inspiring. It's inspiring. You know what I mean? And I see where our city and Miami, and we are two major cities, and in between you have all the other cities that we can connect the dots. I call it connecting the dots. That's one of my visions, is to bring the artists aware of each other and start doing more collaborations and work through Florida. Florida is important. You know what I mean? It ain't just about Duval. We need the whole Florida to get on board. I always tell people this is where the slave ships came in at, so their mind kind of divided. But it was a recipe for that shit. You know what I mean? I don't blame the people in this state the way they kind of broken, but I do blame them for not learning and getting over it and getting past it and trying to figure out a way to, mold that situation and create some great opportunities and some great music. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, now we're talking about the music, and there's so much to cover, but kind of want to just breezed past some of these projects that you had planned. There was an album that you was working on.
Yeah.
Are you still, how was that?
2023 is coming. Thinking of a master plan. It's coming. It's more of I call it a collection because I'm it's like a Cali album. I don't rap, but I'm organizing it. I'm putting it together. I'm getting the tracks and putting the artists on different tracks. I'm the guy named? The orchestrator. I'm the orchestrator. Yeah, the conductor of it. So it's my project. I've been working on it for about 2 years now, but I'm a perfectionist. So I can't just put anything out.
Because I've been there to see you get some powerhouse features, and so I know you got some music in the tuck.
Yeah. And the safe.
Anybody out there that you plan on working on, or that you would like to work with? That I guess if you would like to name drop any artist right now, you can, or if not, But is there any body that you got your eyes on? As far as that you plan on getting in the studio with?
Well, it's a few artists that I've been looking at, and producers that I've been looking at. Once we relaunched the label, I talk more about them. But right now it's a lot of we're doing a lot of negotiating right now. But not just Florida, not just Jacksonville. I'm looking at a kid over in Houston. I'm looking at this female in Atlanta. I ain't gonna name drop right now, but it's some things in the making. You know what I'm saying? And they very, very talented artists. So it should be an easy home run once we get in the studio and put this music out.
Okay, well, without name dropping, what qualities of an artist stands out to you? Like, is it the voice? Is it the delivery?
All the above. I mean, a great voice. An artist that know how to put words together. Performance. You know what I'm saying? I love an artist that can give a good performance. You know what I mean? An artist that know how to, talk about everything, not just one thing. You know what I mean? And that's what I look for in an artist.
And Hustle House United, is that the label?
Yeah, that's the label.
Are there any, you pretty much have a family already kind of under your belt as far as artists, and are there anybody that's coming along that's pretty much, I guess, born in it?
Yeah, everybody that started out in it got an opportunity to be a part of it. You know what I mean? What I won't do this time around is let nothing tarnish the brand. So if anybody from the family, want to be involved, the door open. But it's got to be done a certain way. That's one of the reasons why I paused it, because it was a lot going on, and the brand was being tarnished, and we was under attack by the city, and you know what I'm saying? It was getting bad. They wanted to start calling us a gang. You know what I mean? And we ain't no gang, not at all. We don't do that. You know what I mean? We're GOD certified. So, with that being said, the door open for everybody that's been a part of it from day one. I never close the door. You can't come in with the pool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What qualities, just on the advice, right? Mm-hmm. What qualities, because you've been a boss, as you said, since a teenager, right? What qualities helps a boss prosper?
One, you gotta put God first. Put God first. For two, take care of yourself. Right after that, when you put God first, you gotta make sure you straight. You can't make sure nobody's straight until you make sure you straight. You know what I mean? So,
put God, put yourself in position.
Yeah.
What other qualities? Because some folks may say that you have to be cutthroat, you got to be selfish, or you have to,
Yeah, you know what? They might look at it as being selfish and cutthroat, but it's just you got to be firm. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't see what goes on behind closed doors. They just think that it's all beautiful, and they just see the jewels and the you know, the cars and all that. But all this to me is part of the uniform. You know what I mean? Part of the uniform. When I put this on, I'm going to work. You know what I mean? When I pull out my whips, I'm going to work. I ain't going to fuck with hoes. You know what I mean? That's gonna come. But that ain't the reason why I'm stepping out. Stepping out to go to work so that I can build an empire. So, you know, when I purchase my cars, I purchase them with a mindset of okay, I can pull up on Puffin now. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna look over at me, then I'm gonna take that opportunity. You know what I mean? So them type of things, when people look at it, they might just see what it is and they question, you know, damn, he doing all this for himself and he did this for that. No, I'm doing this to build an empire, and you can be a part of it if you want to. If you want to sit back and complain, go over there, because I'm gonna continue to do what I'm doing. I got some work to do, and I ain't where I want to be right now. You know what I mean? I got a lot of work to do. You know. So.
Okay, I want to get a little controversial, and first and foremost, I appreciate you bringing me, being a part of this family. There's been, we've been through some pain, and a lot of times when it's time to celebrate, me personally, I'm here to work. So I kind of dial back on the celebration, right? Yeah. But it looks great to celebrate with you. And sometimes, as one of those people that in the crowd, I'll say to myself, man, I really know him. Yeah. And so my mind be thinking on, like, watching all these people around you, right? And sometimes I be thinking in my mind, sometimes I be like who all in this room is really, really genuinely here for the family? Who here from Frank? Who here for the, you know what I'm saying, from the motivation that Mob Boss left for us, right? And then sometimes the black heart in me will be like, where this new guy came from? Yeah. Or, you know, like, he ain't put in the time. He wasn't around when we was getting it out of the mud. Yeah. Right? So there's been times where I've even felt like Frank don't need to be around them. He like basically pulling other people around and not looking at the people that's been around, right? Yeah. What do you have to say for those that feel that you forgot about them, or that you possibly may be moving on without them because you just extended the door is still open, but you can't be out here trying to tarnish the brand. But sometimes I'll just put it like this: sometimes you can't see everything. So for those that feel like you may be overlooking them and they right up under your nose, how do you respond to that?
You know, that's a good question, and I'm gonna answer this question with concern that I want to make sure it comes out the right way.
I mean, if you want, you can tell me, hey man, shut up and get some money.
No. What it is everybody have a position to play. Some people are not good at certain things. Sometimes new people are better at things that needs to be done, and that's their position. So when a lot of times my family do it, when they sit back and they see somebody new, they're not gonna do what that person would do, what I need that person to do. Like, I might need somebody to put my cars on the trailer. Might need somebody to go out there and wash my car. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things I know that certain people are not gonna do that I may need this person to do. So my life is moved in many different directions. So sometimes when you see a new person come around, that person doesn't do a job. You know what I mean? And it's nothing personal. It's a part of building the empire. You know what I mean? So, you know, you might have a set of skills that I may need, when it's time for me to need those skills. But then once that's done, I still got to keep moving. I still got to build. And a person in my position, it never stops. You know what I mean? Even that one person might be gone in a couple of weeks, a couple of months. You serve your time. I don't chase nothing. I used to try to make puzzle pieces fit, but when they don't fit, that's what it is. And then I always, one of the things that I always did, always gave everybody third and fourth and fifth and sixth chances, especially family. And one thing about family, it's a lot of entitlement that come with the family, and it's a lot of attitude and disagreement. I can't stop what I'm doing or let that stop me because they don't agree with what I might do. Now, if you want to give me some money and be a partner with me, and we sit down at the table and you put up some money and risk it, like I risk mine, then it's different. But if you just come and thinking just because you've been around me and you've been raised with me and you my son or you my daughter, you my nephew, you my niece, whatever the case may be, that don't mean that I'm going to stop what I'm doing or I'm going to change my direction because you don't like something that I'm doing. Invest in what I'm doing. Feel the pain of losing. And then you can have that room to talk about who I may bring in my house or bring to my table. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll go ahead and add, because I was only speaking to myself just to give it from my perspective, to give an example for others that may feel that way.
Yeah.
But as you said, puzzle pieces. Sometimes some folks have to learn how to mold themselves to fit in that puzzle. Mm-hmm. They may not, today they may not be the right piece to be able to fit in that particular puzzle.
Right.
And some folks can't be molded.
Right. It takes a lot of energy out of you when you're trying to do that. When you're trying to make a piece, like I say, it can be my son. If I'm trying to force that piece or back him in what he's doing and he's being, rejective or he don't want to follow my direction. I mean, I got a lot of years in the game. I don't know everything. I listen a lot. But if I'm the one that's investing in something and the thing that I'm investing in, they don't want to follow the direction that I'm going in, and I'm jeopardizing my little money, then okay, well, go do your own thing. And if you invite me to your thing, I'm gonna show up. You'll still get me, but I'm not gonna change my direction. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I gotta continue to go, and that's how I survived for so long. I don't argue. I don't waste time to argue. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do, but now I'm grown now, so I don't waste time to argue with people and give out all this energy because it's draining. And I gotta keep my energy at a good level. I gotta stay prayed up. I mean, I put my church music on, get myself ready for the day. And if something come negative my way, I have to take me 10 steps back, take me a breath before I react to it. Because one reaction can change your whole destiny. You know what I'm saying? It can change your whole destiny. It can throw you off the rail. You got to rebuild. I done caught a case. I'm sitting in jail. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be protective of my energy and my spirit. So when it comes to people and their opinions, okay, help me get to where I'm going. Give me a push. Give me a boost. Follow my lead. It can't be 10 bosses in one room. Like I said, I listen. I don't mind getting advice from Dozha. I don't mind getting advice from Pressure. I don't mind getting advice from Big Cho. You know what I mean? But at the same time, somebody still got to make that final decision. And that final decision got to be the motherfucker that's spending the money. You know what I'm saying? Or it don't make no sense. I'm spending the money. You finna make the last decision? No. I'm finna listen to what you say. If it makes sense, guess what? Let's do that. But if I say I'm not doing that, it got to be respected. You know what I mean? I grind. I work hard for mine. You hear me? I work super hard for mine. You know what I mean? Nobody gave me shit.
It's been years. I would personally say I've enjoyed watching you at least smile more.
Yeah.
We got like a lot of inside names for Coleone, and one of them is the Coley Monster.
Coley Monster.
The Coley Monster. But I will say personally, as when you lost your brother, something in me, the way that y'all protected and looked out for me, it made me want to fill that void. And that's when you became my big brother. You know what I'm saying? Probably before that, but that was in my mind, you became my big brother. And one thing I watched over the years is I watch you shape yourself and your spirit and your energy to be more positive, to smile more, because you haven't always been.
Don't trust me. Yeah, I trust me because, you know, and I'm going to say this and say, you know, I was a different person coming up because I always wanted the success. I wanted to succeed. I wanted to be successful, and I wanted the people around to be successful. And it was a lot. I felt like it was too much playing. We needed to focus. It was too much fun and drinking and partying. I'm like, bro, look, we got to get in here and make this fucking music. You saw me. I'm standing on Hummers with billboards with Mar Boss and Nephew on the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm out there building stands because I wanted to succeed. I seen Cash Money, 10-foot signs. I seen Cash Money. I seen No Limit. I seen Po' Boy. You know what I mean? The boys was getting to the money, and right now they filthy fucking rich. You know what I mean? Filthy fucking rich. And when I'm watching these boys grind, I'm like, hustle, I gotta do the same thing. You know what I mean? And with all the playing and the drinking and spilling the drinks and the fucking keyboards and the fucking Control 24, and guess who gotta go and get the motherfucking fix? You know what I'm saying? Guess who gotta come and, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was more of the businessman, so it was business with me. Like, we could play all day. Not all day, but we could play. But it's a time to play, and it's a time to, you know, it's time to work. It's time to clean up. You know what I'm saying? Niggas want to fuck hoes all day and drink and get fucked up, come to the studio. We ain't even putting the music out. We just recording the shit. So I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Let's put it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a bunch of unreleased shit done.
And that's why I want to tell you that's what I represent.
Yeah.
I'm always available to either give you advice on what I think, you know what I'm saying, whether you want my opinion, or hey, Dozha, what you think about this? How should we put this together, and let's put this stuff out, right? But man, like I said, watching you protect your energy was the start of that new direction for you, right? And no matter how many stones that they threw at your glass house, and it may had some cracks in it, but watching you not break and give these people, like, basically, like, give them the stereotypical end result of being in your position that you be in, whether it's catching a case or whatever negative that they may have wished upon you.
Right.
You did what you had to do to stay positive and keep that protect your energy, so that so many others around you can actually eat and prosper from that.
Right.
And in case nobody will ever tell you that, like, thank you for that. Right? But it also do start with you looking good. I remember before I even went to Atlanta, I told them, I was like, look, man, at some point we have to invest in Frank, because you have the platform and you have the know-how, you have the experience to take Jacksonville or this artist, or, you know, go to that next level. Me, I was like, if it's not happening here, I'm going to Atlanta.
Right. Right.
But I still come back. And like I said, it was over the years, it was times I come back and see some of the same stuff. And then at one point, I start to come back and see a change in the energy and the focus. And I think that is where your success is sitting at, and that having that positive energy and knowing what you're going after, and you are just the horizon and sky's the limit for you, brother.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I appreciate it. I appreciate, you even giving me the accolade and the lift, because that's inspiring to me for somebody to see my growth, to see where I was trying to go, what I'm trying to do, what I am doing. That's very inspiring for me, and that's what a person like me need. When people, when people around you that you care about, all they want to do is find ways to bitch about what you're not doing right. It helps you when they telling you what you are doing right. It help the seed grow. And just that little bit, I walk out of the room with my head a little bit higher. You know what I mean? Saying, let me go get it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, when I do get it, of course, I think that's one of the problems with our city and our state is that we always find a way to find the negative in what somebody are doing. You know what I mean?
And give it too much attention. Give it too much.
Yeah. I hear a lot of people in the city talk bad about Duval. Crap, but you from here. One thing that I've been stopped doing is start talking bad about my city, because that's my brand. You know what I mean? Well, that's part of me. You know what I mean? I'm big. As a matter of fact, they call me Big Duval, because when I always try to find the great parts of Duval. Like, and then we got beautiful water. It don't rain much here. You know what I'm saying? Whenever a hurricane about to come here, it somehow turn away. We're a beautiful city. You know what I mean? And there's good talent here. There's great people here. We got a nice downtown area that's being built up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we got the Jaguars. We got a hockey team. We got a soccer team. You know what I mean? We're growing. And when I hear people talk about this is crowd potting, come on, we got to stop assassinating our own place, our own brand. We got to stop assassinating ourselves. We the shit, and we gonna be the shit. And as we go, as time pass, it's gonna get better and better. So.
Right, and I plan on, we got to sit down and talk again. Again, I just wanted to give a little introduction and let folks know what you plan on doing in 2023, what direction that you're going on, because a lot of folks are practically waiting on to see if you're going to have another joint for us. And it's bigger than that, right?
I heard that word.
It's bigger than that. 13th and Pine, before we get out of here, you was in the movie, and damn near playing yourself.
Yeah, briefly.
In the movie, 13th and Pine. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that and any other movie projects.
Well, my big dog Missy, that's my man, Missy Production, man. He always support me. Every boss week, he won't miss it for nothing. He moved to Atlanta now. He came down this year. I gave him Boss Award at our boss brunch. But he shot the movie, and as I was in Atlanta for a few days, and I told him, hey man, I'm gonna pull up on you. He was like, boy, I got a part for you. And I said, I'm on the way. You know what I'm saying? And I so happened to have my one of my cars over there, so we were like, let's put the car in there, you do this, then. And it was a quick script, and I just read it for a little quick second, jumped in there, me and Blood Raw. They made me the band for a second. I probably went back and did another part, but stars ain't lined up. But anyway, it turned out good. I mean, we did a big movie premiere last month.
In Savannah, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was in Statesboro, where he's from.
Right.
Over in Statesboro. And man, I loved it. It motivated me because I'm already getting into the movie field of things. And it motivated me more just seeing that little part and seeing his finished production. He had a finished production. When you see the finishing of a product or a project, it motivates you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it motivated me.
So are you looking to be in more of the acting roles, or are you going to produce the movies, maybe even direct the movie of your own?
Both. I mean, all the above. I might throw myself in there depending on what the role is or whatever. You know what I mean? But more, directing it and financing it, and just you putting the project together. I'm a perfectionist. I get in on all areas of it. Sometimes I get in my own way.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us, right? How can someone with either a script, a song, or say a dancer that want to reform her life or whatever, how can they get in contact with you, and what's the best way to get your attention?
Well, my Instagram for one, Frank Coleone _ Frank COLEONE _ You'll see me. I got my hands out with the hoodie on or whatever. But that's the best way. DM me. You know what I mean? But we're working on a website for the for the label. So that'll be another way to contact us once we get everything in order. We're going into 2023. We're gonna be ready.
So you accepting songs in your emails?
Yeah. I'm accepting. What I like for them to do is DM me first. Let me check them out, and let me do my little due diligence. They can send me what they want to send me in DM, and then if it's something good, I reach out to them. I just had a look at up today. Thank you from some part of Georgia. You don't have a lot of followers either, but I saw a snippet of one of his videos, and I like how he spit. So I hit it back on I wasn't following him at first, but I hit it back in his DM, and I was like, hey, well, I like what you sound. Where you from? We talked a little bit. I said, send your number. He said this number. I ain't called him yet, but I plan on calling him and checking him out, seeing what he got to offer. So
when can we expect the single from the label? Are we still in development as far as the infrastructure? Do you have an idea of what season that you would like to come out with a single?
Well, my birthday in March, so I'm working on. I mean, we got projects that we already been building on from this year that we've been holding to release in 2023. But you're right, the timing got to be right, and the money got to be moving. March is one. I call March the money month. That's when the money hit. That's when that money go to rolling.
Income taxes.
That's my birthday month. Shit, that's why they put St. Patrick's Day in March. That's the money month.
The green.
That's the green. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we're gonna put some stuff out in March. We're gonna do some teasers, probably, the first part of the year, like coming soon. Put some little stuff out there to get people ready. But March is that month that we're gonna go full hard, and then every quarter we'll be doing something. You know what I mean? We'll be stacking the deck, baby. Just be looking for it. We gonna come hard. We come hard, baby.
All right, before I let you go now, I've seen a lot of smiling, but I've seen also an angry Frank Coleone, and I just want to ask, what pisses Frank Coleone off, or what out there right now that you hating on right now? Like, basically, what is a pet peeve of Frank Coleone?
When people waste time and waste my time, that pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to get to the money, and with all the bullshit, we going back. No, man, listen. I pass. I pass. But yeah, if you waste my time, that's what pissed me off. Let's get to the money. You know what I mean? And the bickering and the hate and all that. Come on, we can do without that. 2023, my new slogan is, I don't mess with you if you don't mess with me. I'm giving back the same energy you give me. If you with the bullshit, I'm with the shit. If you want to get to the money, let's get to the money. We ain't got time to play. I'm giving the same energy y'all give me. You know what I mean?
So come prepared, come ready to make some money. Don't come wasting Frank Coleone's time, and please keep that negativity over there.
Over there.
Keep it over there.
Keep that bullshit over there. Let's get to the money, man. We ain't got time to play.
Well, I appreciate you for sitting down and sharing, and I look forward to seeing more of the transition from strip club Don to label exec, platinum label, platinum records on the way.
Yeah.
To match that chain, as you know, to match them trinkets you got there.
Yeah, you know, we gotta have the boss in the building.
My boss is my motivation.
Hustle house and same thing. You know what I mean? They go together.
And yeah, we got to do this again. Again, it's Frank Coleone _. If you would like to reach out for him, but have your stuff together and don't waste my man time. I'm Dame Dozha. This is Dozha Told Ya. Until next time, my brother.
DOZHATOLDYA.COM